TIFU by trying to make friends but ended up just looking like a giant creep. I joined a group for making friends on FB and I saw that there was an event to watch a movie at the cinema by my house. The plan was to watch the movie then have a drink at the cinema bar to discuss it. I've been trying to make new friends and this sounded perfect for me. The host of the event posted the seat number that she bought and I saw on the seating chart that just one other person had bought a ticket and was seated right next to her. So I booked my ticket next to the host and marked on the event that I would be attending. It took a lot for me to put myself out there and get the courage to go. I enter theater and find my seat. To my surprise, the host was seated by a man. I knew spouses were welcome, so I didn't think anything of it. I stumble my way through some awkward conversation and notice that they aren't all that interested in getting to know me. I shut up and watch the movie and I can hear them whispering about me. I'm mortified. I go to the bathroom and decide I'm going to leave. I leave almost in tears and get home just devastated that I'm never going to make friends. Later on that night I see on my FB feed that people are still RSVPing to the event. The event that actually doesn't happen till Sunday. Not today. Turns out I sat next to a couple who had absolutely no idea who I was or what I was talking about. I feel like a crazy person. I'm so embarrassed. I think I'll just go bury myself in my backyard. TLDR, I tried to join some friends for a movie and ended up crashing a lovely couples matinee date because I got my dates wrong. Sorry for grammar and formatting on mobile. Not gonna lie, this is a pretty funny misunderstanding. I hope you do put yourself back out there and try again after a little while. Hilarious. At least you can be reassured that the actual event will be better than this. You'll probably never see those people again, so don't beat yourself up over it. Nobody else will. If you do meet them again, tell them the story and I'd bet they think it's funny. If not, you don't want to hang out with them anyway. You seem like a nice person. 100% would use this as an icebreaker for Sunday. You'll get a giggle from people and start up a good convo. I'm sorry for laughing, but this is funny. Good for you for making an attempt at making friends. Go to the screening anyways. Can't be worse than last time. The group you intended to meet will probably get a good laugh out of it. Great opening story. Good luck. Oof. That's rough op. Don't let it get you down too much. Honestly though, I think you should own it. Hell, it would be a hilarious story to tell the group on Sunday at drinks afterwards. Or even as an icebreaker at the start, as long as you are good at making it sound funny. Good luck. Poor guy. Such an honest mistake. Take that same courage to the real event and I wish you the best. Wow. Well, on the plus side, you got a little practice in before the real thing, lol. Now you can go to the actual event and tell this story. Be lighthearted and find the humor in it. Everyone will laugh. It'll be a killer icebreaker and you'll be a hit. This is very funny and very relatable. I've done something similar, but in my case it turned out so much creepier. For context, at the time I was a tall, skinny 19-year-old guy with moderate acne and bad personal hygiene. When I first dropped out of university and moved back to my hometown with my family, I was super depressed. All my friends had moved away, and I felt like a failure for crashing and burning at uni. I spent a few months shut up in my room, barely getting out of bed. I realized that I needed to start working in my mental health. So I began looking for things I could go to. There was an international cricket match being played in the next town over. And since I liked cricket, I thought I'd go and soak up the energy of the crowd. I put on my cleanest clothes, combed my hair, and caught a bus to the stadium. When I got to the car park of the stadium, There weren't many people around. Cricket matches go all day, so midweek matches are normally pretty quiet. But I started looking around for the entrance. I walked halfway around the exterior until I came across a middle-aged woman sitting at a table beside a doorway, with a ticket book and a cash box beside her, because this was a chance to work on my atrophied social skills. I put on my biggest smile and walked confidently up to her. I asked for one ticket and made small talk about the weather while she counted out my change. She was really nice and chatty, and it felt like the first time in months I had interacted with someone in a way that didn't make me feel like a burden. I scooped up my ticket and strode inside with my head held high, to be confronted with a gymnasium full of preteen girls doing gymnastics for a small panel of judges and a few supporters. I looked around frantically, hoping the entrance to the stands for the cricket ground was nearby. But then I thought to check my ticket. Under 13 Hawke's Bay Regional Gymnastics Championship. I turned bright red, pivoted on my heel, and walked back to the lady at the ticket stand. That's not the cricket, is it? Quote, no, it's not. The entrance to the cricket is around the corner there. I was wondering why you'd be interested in our event. This was followed by the most pregnant pause in human history as she looked me right in the eye and I shrunk into a corncob while I reevaluated her earlier friendliness as suspicion and defensiveness towards a person who seemed to be a potential child predator. I'd like to say I handled my retreat with grace, but that'd be a lie. I ran around the corner, bought a ticket to the cricket, and spent the rest of the day feeling humiliated in the stands while deliberately not watching the match. So chin up. You feel terrible now, but take it from me. This stuff happens and you'll be fine. It'll fade with time. You better still go and use this as a funny icebreaker on Sunday. I'm rooting for you, man. This is an honest mistake. Now you have a story to tell at the meetup. Such a good icebreaker. That is a hilarious outcome and don't take it too seriously. Oh wow, that's a great funny story for sharing at the actual meetup. You did awesome for trying. To be fair, it might make a great icebreaker for the actual event if you're not too embarrassed to pass it off as a funny anecdote. I know it's mortifying, but I'm hoping one day you'll be able to look back and chuckle at it. At least you gave that couple an interesting story for the evening as well. To err is human. We all do this kind of thing once in a while. You're brave. It's hard to get out there. Just keep trying and it will only get easier. You should post about it on the event page. They'd probably get a kick out of it. Don't sweat it. You now have a hilarious story to tell to the real group. Great icebreaker emo. Don't beat yourself up too badly. A few years ago I was extremely in my shell and had no friends. Lo and behold, on my drive home one day I see a kid around my age with his truck broken down on the side of the road. I stop and ask if he needs any help and he says he could use a lift to a mechanic nearby. I try to make some really horrible small talk on the way there, and once we arrive I decide I should say, well, I guess I won't be seeing you around. He got out and I never saw him again. So guess I was right on that one. I just wanted to help someone out and maybe make a local friend. In hindsight I probably seemed odd and a little creepy. It happens. Semi-relatable-ish story. I was in college, a couple hours from my hometown. Now my hometown was small, so my graduating high school class was tiny. And everyone knew everyone. Well, at one of the dining halls at the college, I spotted a girl I knew from my high school days who I knew was also attending the college. Since I hadn't seen her in a while, I thought, hey, I'll go over and catch up with her. She's sitting with a friend. But I walk up and say, "Hey Emily. How have you been?" She gives me a blank stare with the most confused face I've ever seen. In that moment, I realized she had a doppelganger. And this was not, in fact, Emily. I awkwardly said something to the effect of, "Sorry. I thought you were someone else," and she proceeded to give me a look as if I was the dumbest person in the history of mankind. I backed away with my tail between my legs and was hoping a sinkhole would open up and swallow me. Moral of the story: we sometimes make goofy little mistakes that we feel awkward about in the moment, but they end up being funny little anecdotes that we can tell. And hey, the people at the cinema will have a funny story of the overly chatty guy who crashed their movie date. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go to the movie at the correct time. Maybe even tell your story to break the ice. I think they'd find it hilarious and endearing. Best of luck, friend.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.